This is pot 357. It's a feline abdomen. The abdominal muscles have been removed on both sides and it exposes some of the abdominal contents. Large portions of the small intestine have been removed so that the other organs can be demonstrated more clearly. As you can see, the intercostal muscles have been removed from between the ribs and the costal arch is visible here, as is the xiphoid process, the most caudal part of the sternum. From this it's clear that some of the abdominal contents lie within the rib cage. Most cranial in position is the liver, which retains an attachment to the diaphragm by the coronary ligaments and the triangular ligaments. Caudal to that, on the left-hand side, is the stomach, and the greater curvature is visible here. And attached to the greater curvature by the gastrosplenic ligament is the spleen. Caudal to the spleen, the left kidney is visible, which lies high in the abdomen, just below the vertebral column. And also visible is the descending colon, which is always on the left-hand side and extends into the pelvic cavity where it becomes the rectum. Bladder is visible here. Again, its neck lies either within the pelvic cavity or on the cranial edge of the pelvic cavity, and the body of the bladder expands into the abdomen. This is a right lateral view of the feline abdomen. The liver is visible here again, partly covered by the rib cage, and emerging here is the descending duodenum, which leaves the pylorus of the stomach on the right-hand side and runs caudally on the right-hand side. It then moves medially and becomes the jejunum, the longest part of the small intestine. The jejunum in this specimen has been removed, and the terminal part of the small intestine, the ileum, is visible here as it enters the cecum, which in this carnivorous species is very small. The cecum is the first part of the large intestine, and it is followed by the ascending colon, which runs cranially on the right-hand side before moving from right to left as the transverse colon. Transverse colon then becomes the descending colon, which travels caudally on the left-hand side. A ventral view this time. The xiphoid process is here, the most caudal portion of the sternum, and part of the diaphragm can be seen here. The liver, which retains an attachment to the diaphragm, lies just caudal to it, and just caudal to that can be seen the pyloric region of the stomach, which leads into the descending duodenum, which moves caudally on the right-hand side. At the first part of the duodenum, the pancreas is visible. It's both an endocrine and an exocrine gland, and it discharges its secretions into the descending duodenum.